Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here that I'm about to go through. Well, I went through them. We'll go through what I found. Before I get started in this, though, let's talk about this week's tip. I've been hearing a lot about people collecting silver, and this is the time to buy silver. This is the time to stock up on silver. And if so, great. The question is, how do you do it? Well, there seems to be a big debate whether you should be stocking up on bullion or if you should be stocking up on constitutional silver, which is just older silver currency, silver change from 1964 and back. Personally, that's what I prefer. When I do my stacking, I've got these are all silver quarters here, SLQs and barbers. This is just one tube that I've got. I've got all kinds of stuff laying around. But I prefer constitutional silver just because not only is it silver, it's in a denomination that you can break down, and you may accidentally even find errors or key dates. So you could simply be buying silver and then stumble across a rare or a key date, and well, that's like finding money. Of course, you can always go the more traditional route and buy bullion. This is a bullion coin here. What's it say? Prospector on it. But on this side there it says 1 troy ounce, 0.999 fine silver. The problem with this, though, is that it's 1 ounce of silver. That's all you can do with it. It's simply 1 ounce. People will talk about getting the $1 Eagle silver coins, and you tend to pay a premium on those. So you're paying not only for the silver, but you're also paying for the content or the fact that it's a U.S. currency as well. I know a lot of people that tend to save those eagles, and to me, I don't get it. If you want silver, get silver. Why pay a premium? Silver is silver. You can watch the price of that go rise and fall. You don't need to pay a premium on it as well. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Constitutional silver, to me, that's the way to go. Yes, it's only 90% silver, but it's easily available, easy to break down, and you may get lucky and find a key date or an error or something to that effect. All right, that's what I've got. Here's my 1,000 in singles. Went through those. We'll get those out of the way. Let's see what I found this week. This week I found an interesting Where's George bill. Here's a Where's George bill. They just hand wrote Where's George on it right here. Handwritten Where's George bill always intrigues me because that could come from anywhere. Most people have a stamp, so you can kind of start identifying certain people based on their stamps. I did find trinaries, a couple of those. I found this one is 1s, 2s, and 6s. This one is 2s, 5s, and 8s. 1s, 7s, and 8s. 0s, 1s, and 2s. One off from a binary, and one off from a perfect binary, being all 1s and 0s. That 2 kind of messed it up, but I will still take it. It's a trinary. Another trinary, 2s, 5s, and 7s. And this one is 5s, 8s, and 9s. I did find quads, quite a few actually. This one's quad 2s, ending quad 2s right there. This one starts with quad 2s. This one has quad 2s as well. That was the number of the week, it seems. Quad 4s on this particular one. This one starts with quad 5s. It's interesting because this is a 2017, yet if you look at it up close, it looks like it's about 20 years old, as ratty as it is. This one is quad 8s and quad 9s. Did find some stars. Not a whole lot of oldies in here, but we'll see what comes out of these. I'm going to be putting these in my next batch. You saw my recent star update. I had almost 200 star notes. I think I found 3 that were ultra rare. That's why I don't really tend to go through these one at a time. I'll go through them in bulk. But you can see I did get a nice pull of stars. Now I did find some interesting notes. This one here is a birthday note. 1986, 10/18/1986. So that would be October 18th, 1986. I thought that was neat. And this note here on the surface doesn't look like anything in particular. The note is fairly crisp. It does have a very slight crease here. But what caught my attention is look at the inking on here. It looks like it's severely under inked on the serial number. You can see how all those serial numbers there, They should be dark, they should be crisp, and instead this one is a little bit missing, almost like it was rubbed off. I'm not sure if that was a misprint or if it was rubbed off. If I check the other side, you can see how bold the print is on those serial numbers. But for me to notice something like this, you can, especially on that first two there, you can see that it's just almost, I don't want to say worn away because it's not worn, it's just missing. So I found that interesting. I decided to pull it. And let's see what we've got here. This bill got my attention. The first thing I noticed was this F and how close the F is to the print over here. And then I looked at the seal here, and you can see that the seal almost completely covers the center of the E. Usually in other notes, you will see that little portion of the E. But this particular one was off so bad it encompassed the entire center portion of the E, and it's almost touching right there. So that's pretty offset print error there. Did find some older notes. This one's from 1999. Nicest note from 1999. I've got a couple others from 99 that aren't as nice. I pulled them anyway just to show what I pulled. And this particular one, it's got a little bit of dirt on it. This is the oldest note from the group. This one is from 1981. The paper quality on this one is really good, believe it or not. It's just a little bit dirty. It does have a little bit of a crease right there. Fairly low number and from the A series, so it's one of the original 1981 notes. So to find one of those in circulation, that was pretty impressive to me. So that's what I had from my search. So now let's take a look at some other stuff. Let's see. As you can see, I've got my computer all set up over here. And you'll notice that, let's see if you can see that date. Move my stuff out of the way here so that I can get right up in here. This is from 1852, and this is called a trime, T-R-I-M-E. It is a 3-cent coin. I know the glare on there is just killing me, but I can see the 1852 right here, 1852. This is actually a silver coin from 1852, and you can see the Roman numeral 3 right there. That is worth 3 cents. They called them trimes when they minted them, and I was fascinated to find that there was actually a 3-cent coin. I didn't know that these existed. Now, I don't see a mint mark there, but there was only one that ever actually had the mint mark, which was 1851. I believe it had an O mint mark. If there was a mint mark, it would be right here. That I don't see. However, this particular one, being from 1852, there is supposed to be an error involving the 2, and I don't see anything special about it. It said 1 over inverted 2 or something like that, and to me that doesn't look like an inverted 2. But what intrigued me about this is the fact that this was the smallest silver coin ever produced by the U.S. Mint. And when we say small, let's get this out of the way here. Here is the coin out from the microscope. And you can see it is tarnished. I know it's silver, 1852. Not in the greatest of shape. There we go. Now you can see the star that's on there. And if I flip it over, there's the C with the 3, Roman numeral 3 on there. And the hair that stuck to my finger. So how big is this coin? Well, here's something for comparison. Here's a dime. There goes the dime. All right. There is a dime in comparison to the trime. And you can see how small that coin is compared to a dime. It's even smaller. So this is a silver trime from 1852. Just to have one of these is kind of neat because, like I said, most people don't even realize that these exist. So the question then becomes, why do I have it? Because you guys know I collect paper money. Well, they did make a paper trime. This was from 1864, I believe. Due to the Civil War, coinage became extremely hard to come by, so they made fractional currency. And one year, well, I don't know if it was one year, but one series, the third series, they printed a 3-cent fractional currency. You can see right on there, 3 cents, United States of America, fractional currency. And just to give you an idea of how small this is, here is a $1 bill in comparison. So this thing is tiny. Okay, tiny 3-cent, 3-cent fractional currency. Trying to get it to stay into focus, but it's so small, it's just having a tough time. Let me show you the back of this thing here. From the back, it's obvious that it's 3 cents. There's a giant 3 on there. This one isn't in the best condition, but like I said, it's something that they only produced in one series. You can see here, third issue. These were from 1864, and of course, the big book has all these listed. Get to the good stuff here. Part 4, Fractional Currency, and third issue, December 5th, 1864 to August 16th, 1869. This issue consisted of 3, 5, 10, 25, and 50-cent notes. And if I go down to the bottom of the page, there it is, the 3-cent fractional currency. 3-cent notes are of the third issue of Fractional Currency. This one, I'm sure, is the, well, what's it say? This one's the light background, if I remember right. It actually even says so on the listing here, but what the number is. Yep, 1226. So if we are to look, there's 1226 with the light background of the portrait. Starts out at $35, $45, $50, $90, all the way up to $450 for gem uncirculated 65. So that's it right there. This one is much easier to read than mine because it's in better shape. So let me find a good way to put that on there. There it is. That's what the back looks like when it's not all wrinkled up. You guys can take a peek at that if you like. And that's the front side of the fractional currency 3-cent trime, except done in paper. All right, guys. If you learned anything new this week, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. As always, I love reading all your comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.